It's funny, isn't it? Once you hit that 70-year mark, you can't help but think about, well, how much time you have left? Like each year suddenly feels a lot more precious.
I think that's a natural shift in perspective.
Yeah.
You start to look at each year as less of a given and more of a gift.
It really is. And you see some people in their 70s and 80s, they're just thriving, still so full of energy and life.
hmm
And then others, well, it makes you wonder what makes the difference. What are the secrets to aging well for you specifically?
Yeah, and those differences aren't random, are they? The good news is your body's already pretty good at dropping hints about your overall health and, yeah, your potential lifespan.
So you're saying there are signs, like actual things we can look for that can give us insights into our own longevity. That's fascinating.
Absolutely. And those signs are based on real science, research on people who've lived long and healthy lives. We're not talking about anecdotal stuff here. This is about understanding patterns.
Okay, so I'm hooked. That's exactly what we're diving into today. 7 key signs that can reveal insights into your potential lifespan after 70. But we're not just talking about adding years, right? It's about making those years count.
Exactly. You want quality of life, to stay independent, to keep doing the things you love.
Right. So some of these signs might surprise you. They're not always the obvious ones, but they're all incredibly revealing. And the best part is, understanding them can empower you to make changes, real positive changes.
That's the whole point. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health. It's about being proactive.
All right, so no more suspense. Let's get right to it. Our 7 signs today are your balance, particularly the one-legged stand test. Then we'll look at grip strength, your walking speed, how you sleep, your appetite, how you handle stress, and the power of your social circle. First up, something you might not expect, your balance. Specifically, how well you can stand on one leg. Sounds simple, right? But it's a surprisingly strong predictor of longevity.
It's something we don't think about until it becomes a problem. You just assume you'll be able to balance. But the research is clear. It's about so much more than just avoiding falls.
All right, so break it down for us. Why is standing on one leg so important for longevity?
Balance is actually a fantastic indicator of your overall physical and neurological health. It tells us about your muscle strength, especially in your legs and core, your coordination, and even how well your brain is communicating with your body to keep you stable.
This is where it gets interesting for me. What's the connection between good balance and a longer life?
Well, numerous studies have shown that people who struggle with balance later in life have a much higher risk of falls. And those falls can lead to fractures, reduced mobility, loss of independence, and sadly, even a shortened lifespan.
So if you can stand on one leg, you're basically saying, hey, I'm strong, my brain's sharp, I'm less likely to fall and have complications.
Exactly. Good balance is like a sign that things are working well inside. It indicates physical resilience and neurological well-being. Those with good balance into their 70s, 80s, and beyond tend to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives.
I love a good example. Let's say we have two 72-year-olds, Carol and Nancy. Carol's active, loves her walks, maybe does some yoga, put her on one leg, she's steady as a rock. Nancy, she's been more sedentary, doesn't move as much, trying to stand on one leg, she's wobbly, reaching for support.
Perfect example. That difference in balance isn't just about their current stability. It can hint at very different futures for them. Nancy's wobbling could be a sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even her cognitive function are declining faster.
Makes you think, so why does balance tend to get harder as we age? What's happening in our bodies?
Well, several things contribute. One is muscle loss, what we call sarcopenia. You literally have less muscle to keep you steady. Reflexes slow down too, so it's harder to correct a wobble. Your inner ear, which is crucial for balance, becomes less efficient. Even changes in vision can make it harder to judge distances and maintain spatial awareness. It's multifaceted.
Okay, that sounds a little daunting, but there's good news here, right? We're not just stuck with whatever balance we have.
Exactly. Balance is trainable at any age. Even if you're struggling now, you can absolutely improve it.
That's fantastic. What can people do to work on their balance?
Start with the one-legged stand itself. Just try holding it for a few seconds each day. Gradually increase the duration. Heel-to-toe walking, placing one heel in front of the other toe, is great for coordination. Tai Chi and yoga are fantastic too, strengthening your core and improving flexibility and body awareness. And of course, general strength training helps build those supporting muscles.
So for everyone listening, let's test it out. Stand up, lift one foot, see if you can hold it for 10 seconds. If you can, great. If not, no worries, but take it as a sign to start incorporating some of these balance exercises.
Simple test, powerful indicator. The time you invest in your balance now can pay off big time in the future.
All right, moving on to sign number 2, grip strength. This one's a bit surprising, but it turns out how firm your handshake is can actually reveal a lot about your overall health and even how long you might live.
It's amazing, isn't it? We usually associate a strong grip with confidence, but it's actually a really good measure of your overall muscle health, which, as it turns out, is deeply connected to longevity.
So what's the deal with grip strength and a longer life?
Well, grip strength has become a key biomarker of vitality, especially in older adults. People with a strong grip tend to have better overall muscle strength, better circulation, a well-functioning nervous system,
Yeah.
and they even have a lower risk of things like heart disease, stroke, and even cognitive decline.
Okay, so strong grip, good things. What about a weak grip? What does that tell us?
A weak grip, especially if it's declining, can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, which we mentioned before as sarcopenia, and even increased frailty and risk of premature mortality. Some doctors use grip strength as a quick check of overall physical resilience. It's that powerful.
Another example might help. Let's say we have Robert, 78 years old, active guy, lifts weights, has a handshake that could crush a walnut. And then there's Walter, also 78, but his grip strength has been declining. Simple things like opening jars are becoming a struggle.
Exactly. And what Walter might not realize is that weakening grip is often a reflection of declining muscle mass overall. And just like with balance, losing muscle increases the risk of falls, can affect heart health, and lead to reduced mobility and independence.
So why does grip strength tend to decrease with age?
A few reasons. Sarcopenia, that age-related muscle loss, is a big one. As we age, nerve function can also decline, which makes it harder for your brain to communicate with your hand muscles. Blood flow can decrease, weakening muscles over time, and things like arthritis and stiff joints can definitely make gripping harder.
Okay, but just like with balance, we can do something about this, right? We can work on our grip strength.
Absolutely. You can rebuild and maintain it with targeted exercises and lifestyle changes.
So what can people do to improve their grip strength?
Simple things like squeezing a tennis ball or a stress ball for short periods several times a day can be really effective. You can use hand grippers too.
Yeah.
Even being mindful of everyday activities like carrying groceries or lifting light weights helps. Dead hangs, even for just a few seconds, can improve grip strength. And incorporating resistance training that works your arms and shoulders will have a positive impact as well.
I'm going to try a dead hang later. All right, everyone listening, grab something sturdy, like a water bottle, give it a squeeze. Does it feel weaker than you'd expect? If it does, take it seriously. A strong grip contributes to so much as you age.
It really does. It's about maintaining your muscles, supporting your heart and circulation, keeping your brain sharp, and ultimately holding onto your independence longer.
All right, on to sign number 3. And this one's something you probably do every day without even thinking about it. Walking speed. How fast you walk is a remarkably good indicator of how long you'll live after 70. It's like a daily checkup, built right into your routine.
I love that analogy. And it's so true. It's not just about your genes or your diet. It's about how your whole body is functioning.
So help me understand this. Why does walking speed matter so much for longevity?
Well, there's a very strong correlation between walking speed and lifespan. Faster walkers tend to live longer and healthier lives, while slower walkers, especially if their pace has declined over time, have a higher risk of health problems and even dying sooner.
Okay, but why? What makes walking speed such a good predictor?
Because it reflects your overall physical condition.
Bad.
It gives us information about your leg muscle strength, your cardiovascular health, how well your heart and lungs are working, and even your neurological function, how well your brain and nerves are coordinating everything.
So if you're walking slower than you used to, what could that be a sign of?
It could be a few things. Loss of muscle strength, poor circulation leading to fatigue, balance problems that make you hesitant, or even early signs of neurological issues. It's a good idea to pay attention to any significant changes.
Okay, picture this. Joe and Frank, both 75. Joe walks with a purpose, nice brisk pace. Frank, he's slowed down, has to pause, takes short shuffling steps.
Perfect examples. And while we might think, oh, Frank's just getting older, studies show that people who walk slower than about 2 feet per second after 70 have a significantly higher risk of premature death compared to those who maintain a faster pace. It's a wake-up call.
Wow, that's sobering. What are the main reasons people slow down as they age?
It's often a combination of things. Lack of regular exercise leads to muscle loss in the legs. Joints can become stiffer, making movement less fluid. Cardiovascular function weakens, leading to fatigue. And those neurological changes we talked about can affect coordination and balance.
Okay, so not great news. But like the other signs, there are things we can do about it, right?
Absolutely. You can definitely speed up or at least maintain your walking pace. It's never too late to make a difference.
What can people do to improve their walking speed?
First and foremost, walk more. Aim for at least 30 minutes most days and make it a brisk pace, one that feels challenging but sustainable. Do leg strengthening exercises like squats and lunges to build those muscles. Balance exercises are crucial too. Add light weights to your routine to prevent muscle loss. And you can even time yourself walking a short distance to see how you're doing. If you're slower than you think you should be, that can be motivation to work on it.
So walking speed is like a vital sign we should all be paying attention to. If it's slowing down, it's a sign to take action.
Absolutely. It's your body's way of telling you to prioritize movement and strength.
All right, moving on to sign number 4, and this one's about something we all need. Sleep. How well you sleep is a powerful indicator of how long you'll live, and it goes way beyond just feeling rested. Think of sleep as your body's nightly repair crew, fixing what's broken and getting you ready for a new day.
I love that. It's so true. Sleep is when the magic happens, when your body gets to work repairing and restoring itself.
So what's actually happening during sleep that's so crucial for longevity?
When you're in deep sleep, your body is busy repairing cells and tissues, boosting your immune system, clearing out toxins from your brain, which is crucial for preventing cognitive decline, and balancing those all-important hormones that affect everything from your appetite to your mood.
So it's not just about feeling refreshed, it's about maintaining your entire system.
Exactly. And the research shows that consistently good sleep is linked to a longer, healthier life. It's not just a nice to have, it's essential.
What's the ideal amount of sleep for people over 70?
Around 6.5 to 8 hours seems to be the sweet spot. People in this age group who get this amount of sleep tend to live longer and healthier lives than those who sleep too little or even too much.
And what happens if you don't get enough sleep? What are the risks?
Chronic sleep problems can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, memory problems, a weakened immune system, and higher levels of inflammation, which we know is a major driver of aging.
Okay, imagine Sam and Graham, both in their mid-70s. Sam's got a solid sleep routine, gets his 7 to 8 hours, wakes up feeling great. Graham, on the other hand, tosses and turns, wakes up frequently, and always feels tired.
Perfect examples. Over time, that difference in sleep quality can have a huge impact. Sam is likely to stay more energetic, focused, and independent. Graham, though, might experience brain fog, higher blood pressure, mood swings, a weaker immune system, and even an increased risk of dementia.
So quality sleep is non-negotiable for healthy aging. What are some of the things that can mess with our sleep as we get older?
Well, stress and anxiety are big culprits. Poor diet, especially too much sugar and caffeine, can disrupt sleep. Not getting enough sunlight during the day can throw off your natural sleep-wake cycle. A sedentary lifestyle can contribute to poor sleep too, and things like sleep apnea and certain medications can play a role as well.
Okay, but just like with the other signs, we can improve our sleep, right?
Absolutely. You can absolutely improve your sleep quality. There are lots of effective strategies.
So what are some of those strategies?
First, establish a consistent sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up around the same time every day. Limit screen time before bed. That blue light is a sleep killer. Get some sunlight in the morning to help regulate your body clock. Avoid caffeine and big meals late in the day. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. And stay active during the day. It helps you sleep better at night. You might even consider natural sleep aids like magnesium or chamomile.
It sounds like sleep is truly a nightly reset button for our health.
It really is. Make it a priority.
For sign number 5, let's talk about something we do multiple times a day. Eating. Your appetite and eating patterns after 70 can tell us a lot about your longevity, and it goes beyond just managing your weight.
Food is fuel, right? A healthy appetite and a balanced diet are essential for maintaining muscle mass, supporting your immune system, and making sure you're absorbing all the nutrients you need.
So, if you're not feeling as hungry as you used to, should you be concerned?
A waning appetite can definitely be a warning sign. If you're suddenly not interested in food, skipping meals, or relying on processed foods that aren't very nutritious, it can lead to malnutrition and a decline in your overall health.
Let's say we have two 74-year-olds, Margaret and Susan. Margaret enjoys her meals, eats a variety of healthy foods, and maintains a good weight. Susan's appetite has been decreasing. She gets full quickly and has been losing weight without trying.
Great example. Susan's shrinking appetite can lead to problems like poor nutrient absorption, which weakens her immune system, slows down her metabolism, and can even affect her cognitive function. There's a clear link between poor nutrition in later life and things like frailty, cognitive decline, and increased risk of falls and illnesses.
So why might our appetite decrease as we age?
Several reasons. Hormonal shifts happen. Sometimes there are digestive issues, or it could even be an early sign of an underlying health condition. Loneliness or depression can play a role too, because the social aspect of eating decreases.
It really highlights that eating well after 70 is about way more than just satisfying hunger.
Exactly. It's about getting enough protein to maintain your strength, fiber to keep your digestion healthy, healthy fats for your brain and energy, and all those essential vitamins and minerals for overall health. And of course, staying hydrated is absolutely crucial.
So if someone's struggling with a decreased appetite, what can they do?
Smaller, more frequent meals are often easier to manage than large portions. Focus on nutrient-dense foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, and make sure you're staying well hydrated. Sometimes making mealtimes more social can help too. And if the problem persists, it's always a good idea to talk to a doctor.
Food really is fuel, and the right fuel can keep you going strong for years to come.
Absolutely.
All right, on to sign number 6, and this one's about how you handle stress, which, let's face it, is a part of life. Your stress response plays a big role in both your lifespan and how well you age.
It really does. Stress isn't just in your head, it affects your whole body. Think of it like this. You know those plastic tips on the ends of your shoelaces? Those are like telomeres. They protect your DNA. Chronic stress can wear those tips down faster, which means your cells age more quickly.
Okay, so stress literally ages us. What are some of the other ways it affects our bodies as we get older?
Chronic stress can weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to infections. It can increase inflammation throughout your body, which is linked to all sorts of health problems. It can raise your risk of heart disease and stroke. And it can even accelerate cognitive decline, making it harder to think clearly and remember things.
That's a pretty convincing case for managing stress. But it sounds like it's not just about avoiding stress altogether, but about how you deal with it.
You got it. It's all about your coping mechanisms. People who develop healthy ways to manage stress tend to be healthier and live longer.
Okay, picture this. John and Richard, both 76. They both deal with stressful situations, but John handles it well. He stays calm and finds solutions. Richard, on the other hand, internalizes everything, gets overwhelmed easily.
Exactly. Over time, those different responses have a huge impact on their health. Richard's constant stress is likely contributing to chronic inflammation and a weakened immune system, making him more vulnerable to all sorts of health issues.
So, what are some effective ways to manage stress, especially as we age?
Mindfulness and deep breathing are fantastic. Even just a few minutes a day can help calm your nervous system. Regular physical activity, even gentle exercise, is a proven stress reliever. Stay connected with friends and loved ones. They provide support and a sense of belonging. Limit your exposure to negativity and practice gratitude. And don't underestimate the power of laughter.
It sounds like learning to manage stress effectively is a key part of healthy aging.
It absolutely is. It's about building resilience.
And finally, our 7th and final sign is something that often gets overlooked, but it's so important. Your social circle. The connections you have with others play a huge role in your longevity and how well you age. You know, I was just talking to my neighbor the other day, and it was just a quick chat, but it left me feeling so much lighter and more connected.
I love that. It's a reminder that those little interactions can make a big difference. And the research backs it up. Strong social ties are a major factor in longevity.
So how do relationships actually affect our health and lifespan?
Studies have shown that people with strong social connections live longer, have better overall health, and are even more protected against things like cognitive decline and heart disease. On the flip side, chronic loneliness increases the risk of depression, memory problems, a weakened immune system, and even a shorter lifespan. It's been compared to smoking in terms of its negative health effects.
That's a powerful statement. Let's say we have Eleanor and Barbara, both 78. Eleanor has a great network of friends and family, stays active in her community. Barbara, unfortunately, has become more isolated over time.
There you go. Eleanor's active social life is likely helping her stay sharp, reduce stress, and release those feel-good chemicals in her brain. Barbara's isolation, though, could be affecting both her mood and her physical health.
So how can people strengthen their social connections, especially after 70?
There are lots of ways. Join clubs or groups that interest you. Make an effort to stay in touch with friends and family regularly. Volunteering is a great way to meet people and give back to your community. Be open to new friendships. And don't forget about technology. Even video calls can help you stay connected with loved ones who live far away.
It really emphasizes that social connection isn't just about having fun, it's a crucial part of healthy aging.
It truly is. Relationships bring joy, companionship, and they keep you engaged in life.
Wow, so we've covered a lot today. It makes you think, doesn't it? You start to look at your own life and see where you're doing well and where there might be some room for improvement.
And the great thing is, none of these signs are set in stone. You can improve your walking speed, your grip strength, your balance, your sleep, your appetite, how you handle stress, and your social connections.
It really highlights that we have so much power to shape our own health and longevity. Even small changes can add up to a big difference.
You got it. Small steps lead to big changes.
So let's make it practical. For each of these 7 areas, what's one concrete action someone could take right now?
For movement and balance, stand up and try that one-legged stand again. Hold it a little longer this time. For sleep, make a commitment to go to bed and wake up at a consistent time starting tonight. For your appetite, think about adding some extra veggies to your next meal. To manage stress, take 5 minutes right now to close your eyes and breathe deeply. And for social connection, pick up the phone and call a friend or family member you haven't spoken to in a while.
It all boils down to this. Longevity isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as you wrap up listening to this, think about which of these 7 signs stood out to you the most. What's one small step you can take today to make a change? Your future, your vibrant, thriving future, starts right now with the choices you make.